they no one give account of what they do.
Not also it dey be again. Not so like the way the government.
Well, family, we want to welcome you to the program. Sorry that we don't start 10, 15 minutes ago. We will get some, light issue. But now we don't come back. But quickly, we dey go over for news briefs now. And I want to start with you, Anna. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Dan. Good morning, listeners. Well, family, as you know, the OGI done the work on the global open government partnership where we can carry it to now, and we dey talk about the commitments them where Sierra Leone as a country we don't make to the people of Sierra Leone. So we don't make them commitments here, and we dey partner with civil society for make sure say we implement them commitments them. We don't do with first action plan. We get 11 commitments, and we also don't do with second action plan. We get 10 commitments and the commitments they are so all geared towards accountability, transparency, citizens engagement, and innovation. The first commitment now this NAP2 they tell with about gender when sexual violence more they talk about. This they tell we say they look at the data, a national data that all over the country, all the data we then get on sexual violence. They ensure say we able for as a government for provide the services them and create the environment outside the one that we guilty of the offense here, so then go pay the penalty. The second commitment they tell we about foreign aid transparency. This they tell we say all the donor agencies them where they carry funding in this country, especially for post-Ebola recovery, they go make them public. So each institution waiting they go there and waiting and they use the money for. So at least people then go able for monitor that process there. The third commitment they talk about waste management, where this they talk about for improve the quality of life through effective service delivery, so that we get clean and healthier communities there. The fourth one they talk about fiscal transparency and open budgets. This now for make parliament or this committee reports them and tax exemptions the public make available to the public. So this go also make people and become more interested and then self go they participate in the budget process. The fifth commitment they talk about audit reports. This they tell we say the procurement related recommendations from the Auditor General's in reports for 2014 and 2015, that then recommendations they are so governments go implement the recommendations them. The sixth commitment they talk about climate change where they affects we daily. This they talk about say we provide governments for provide data where and information we go relate to climate change them, so that people then go able for know waiting for do. The seventh commitment they talk about elections where they tell we say for promote transparency and accountability in the management of the elections process. The eighth commitment they talk about records management, where we don't always they talk about say government for pass robust and proactive archives and records management bill. This will also support the work of the Right to Access to Information Act, and this also they improve public transparency. The ninth commitment they talk about access to justice, where they tell we say governments therefore increase transparency in how then they manage cases them, and also therefore establish structures them at the local level where go improve access to justice. The 10th commitment they talk about open contracting. This they tell we say we get for improve accountability of procurement management na salon. This na the 10 commitments where we get na the second action plan. 1 year into implementation, we for do a midterm self-assessment where they tell we how far we don't go into the implementation process. So they already do we midterm self-assessment, and now we they approach the end of term self-assessment. So this week we get for send out letters to we implementing agencies them, and we get for go around for make them tell we the status of implementation, how far they don't go in terms of implementing the milestones them na the milestones and each commitment. So as an institution, we get for send round and we dey look forward to the cooperation so that Sierra Leone as a country will continue for make the gains so already they make in terms of implementing the global open government partnership. Done. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Anna. Thank you. We just feel to say the commitments them where people actually for understand them for no certain commitments and then for me to for make this country go before. But quickly, I go to you, Mr. Jallo.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Good morning, Fambulem. This now, just like just to join the queue for waiting, Mrs. Jimmy just don't talk that OGI they work with partners them, civil societies, them organization, the media for leverage, into the innovation for national interest, and among some of them good thing there. So now that's make we create this national action plan. And one thing we just mentioned under commitment 2, one of the foreign aid transparency, we make it crystal clear that now the international non-governmental organizations and national government NGOs then they publish, then supposed for publish all details, donors them fund we meant for the people of this country. This nothing will not be in the watch, but this time round it didn't have the commitment, and we they also ask the NGOs them so that make them comply fully towards that, because OGI they serve as a conduit, for do an assessment on accountability mechanisms, and one way how we did serve as a conduit for do an assessment now based on the national action plan tool we get. Then also again, now we they sit down, we set target, the OGP. Now we they say na sui for B, meaning when we get the steering committee, we get representatives of everybody, then we then at that particular steering committee, then we set up target. Then target then they will refer to as a national action plan, where we expect ministries, departments and agencies then for comply with fully. We also closely monitor, grant performance. And like how Mrs. Jimmy say, now based on all the things they also don't put, later on we will communicate to the general public, tell them what thing Sierra Leone don't deal with status. So now that's OGI and OGP, the secretariat, they do them thing and they for make we see how best Sierra Leone put them in a standard we will be free from corruption, because accountability now a main thing that we go able to improve the lives of ordinary citizens. So we continue for the ask the INGOs them for make them publish all funds we directly we then get, and when they can go to the districts, then suppose for publish, if now for instance you go to a particular district, you suppose for publish the funds then we then give for that particular district there. And sure say yes indeed the people they may understand, say na so money then don't give me for this particular district, and na A, B, C and D na they go do there. You see, and then suppose for the invite, the district council, so that make themselves get records. Say yes, this particular institution, this particular non-governmental organization, we don't can have your own district, they do A, B, C and D, so that we will get track record of what in they do in that place, and they not for just they work in a haphazard way. So now based on this, all this national action plan they look at, and will they continue for they do the monitoring and we will continue for communicate to the general public. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Jallo. Theophilus.
All right, thank you very much, Dan. The House of Parliament now started full operation. They don't conduct an induction training for the new MPs them, when 146 of them. But then the next thing we for do now na for elect a Speaker of Parliament, because without a Speaker, the House of Parliament no go into full operation. But now the thing where they go on now who should become the new Speaker, because you know for say under the previous regime, they be passed a law for say the ruling party, the party with the majority seats in Parliament go also get the Speaker, because initially the Speaker for be somebody when an independent person will qualify for be a High Court judge, and so that it could be an independent umpire in the House of Parliament. And so both the APC and the SIPP want the speakership position, and this position of the Speaker is a very important position. It make you the number 3 man after the President, the Vice President, the next person na the Speaker. So in fact, if the President and the Vice not there, the post where they act na the Speaker of Parliament. So I know for say the SLP government no go want for see where the President not there, the Vice not there, then somebody from the APC become the acting President. They equally so it will be very unfair for the party will get the second largest in the House of Parliament when the SLP get the Speaker. So for me, I think to say the best way out of this, the President for appoint somebody where they outside the realm of the APC and SIP, somebody will qualify for be a High Court judge, rather than say in a situation where at the end of the day, the Speaker of Parliament no go get the kind of freedom where it will enjoy. And I think say this now for treat am with all seriousness. And
no,
this
like
for take place this week.
It don't become a law.
A civil waiting.
No, the Speaker of the House, no, to then been done ratify. Okay. So like there is no way how somebody go take a unilateral decision there.
But I understand.
The only thing we think they get for do is it get for be an election and 2/3 majority. You understand? We win for become the Speaker of the House. Okay. So it is a law, and it is
yes, it is a law, but I understand. Say you get other options then. I mean, that's not just one of the options then. Where you just refer to so wherein the Speaker can be somebody from the party where get the majority.
No, it not necessarily means he come up from the party who get the majority.
On that.
No, it is crystal clear there.
Okay.
You understand? It not necessarily mean
somebody
that.
who don't serve in the House of Parliament for one term.
Okay.
I mean, you can qualify for be Speaker. But now the issue is who gets it, the APC or the SFPP? So that's the issue. I think
yeah, they go to elections.
For me, I think yes.
Then go
even
to
if
elections.
They go to election, nobody will get the 2/3 majority.
No, you can't say
because
that.
The 2/3 majority forget about 90 something, 93 votes, 9 you 2/3, except to go for simple majority.
Of course, yes, that's back in the part of the law.
And even though we go for simple majority again, it's going to be challenging because I know for say the 12 the paramount chiefs and the independent candidate. Not forget we get C4C, we get 8,
sure.
They will get NGC, we get 4.
Perfectly
so
right.
They are all going to gang up obviously.
Of course, perfectly right.
The previous ruling party. But let's see how that's go come out. The issue of Madam Sarah Bendo, where they be placed on suspension, remain hanging, and we think to say an issue where they for late to rest. We don't listen to so many accounts them. Sarah Bendo is being accused of so many things them relating to impropriety, this and that and that. But Imbe don't debunk all the allegations. Then they say the reason we make them replace them now because it be they against a particular a bill where they for go table na the House of Parliament, where in fact they be get for rush through the House of Parliament, where they for do with one company where they call autospect. In other words, they don't privatize the operations of the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority to an extent that, for example, out of 1 million euros where they will pay to the private contractor now we're responsible, now only 10% will come to government. That was what Sarah Bendo was against, for which she was kicked out, according to her. But then with the tweeting say, therefore, investigate this matter because the way where they be replaced with the president in brother in WEF be very questionable. With the former president in brother in WEF be very questionable. So we think say investigation for be done on that, so that we will know whether Sarah Bendo was wrong or who was fighting her. Then Charles Francis Magai, don't take up office as the new Attorney General and Minister of Justice, and no need for go through Parliament, because according to the law, somebody will contest for be president or will contest any elective position not qualify automatically for be made a minister. But Charles Francis Maga in your case different, because your position or your appointment no need parliamentary approval. So, and of course, like I stated the last time, and Charles Maga appointment a worthy appointment, and I visited him yesterday. Was it? Yes, for go do first day for go congratulate them and for tell us say party work boko, you not get for sidom, you get for work very hard, because you get lot of cases of injustice in the country, and so we wait for see how it will conduct itself. Then the deadline for hand over all government vehicle be done pass, and so now they can use force for go take any government vehicle where they not be done hand over. And so we hope for say the one that will still in possession of them vehicles, then they go abide, because according to Rado Yoki, in the look for 4,000 vehicles, it don't already recover about 88 or so. So it means it still gets a long way for go. Then EDSA we don't come under accusation by the current government, or some officials of the current government, for say EDSA they sabotage the new government. But EDSA don't talk say no, that's not the case. They will get some shortfall in the electricity generation, and they also get other issues relating to unclaimed bills and this and that. And right now, in fact, EDSA don't embark on a massive disconnection of government entities, particularly because they say that they owe the most money them. But the question that many people they ask, why now? Why is EDSA acting now? Then the same thing go for Guma Valley, where they have government entities get for pay them huge money, where they say one for embark on disconnection. But you go say why now? They don't do it before now and see what they happen.
Never late than never. Never late than never.
You don't get it clearly. But better late than never. But for me, I think to say you have to do it rightly. And then the almighty AIG Memuna, I think she has been reduced. They don't pull. So maybe when they talk for pull out from all operational duties.
Why?
Say again.
Why? Yes.
Well, because she was outside the realm of community policing. She was doing her own policing for police in SSF and nobody else. And I think to say that was wrong. And so it's good now that they don't pull them from all operational duties. They don't send them for be the AIG in charge of the corporate entity, not the Sierra police, when a dormant position, when paper you get for the look at, you not get for the go again for go harass people them, this and that and that. And
so I go say the woman harass they doing job.
So the CDIID unit, and then AIG Kylie don't become the new boss for the OSDs. Would they wish them all the very best? But I think they say me very happy about the posting of Madam Memuna Conte-Jallow to that of, because in fact during the campaigning some audio be go on where they say AIG Memuna be they say if SLPP win, let's see happy this and that, So you are a public official, you have to be careful what you do and what you say, because it always turn back at you. Then the former VP, Dr. Victor Bokari Fo, he don't resign from all party politics. He don't resign from all party politics. In fact, he's no longer a member of the APC. That for making it quite clear. According to them, they say in the decide say in they put on no politics business again, and they can concentrate now for serve the nation, and in our no position, it just for day in the situation wherein it go to provide advice. And that according to them, the retired vice president, and so he entitled to some benefit from the state or some maintenance. But then some people that don't begin raise questions say he was an illegal vice president and therefore not entitled to any benefits. But we'll see how the new government go handle a matter. But then the relationship between the SLPP, the new government, and the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces remains a big issue. Firstly, we'll be hearing about an assassination attempt where the SLPP be put out a press statement during the period leading to the runoff for say that they plan for kill Brigadier Julius Madabio, and that some top military generals them handy for that. But later on, Brigadier Bio himself talk say in fact don't be aware of about the allegations that they and that can be just politics. So the matter was laid to rest. He assured the military say he not get nothing against any one of them. But now the latest is that Lahala Slima, one of the PRO for the SLP, post something in Facebook page for say the former president Dr. Anders Bekroma be get secret meeting na a residence na Makini with some top military personnel them. Of course, President Kroma former don't issue a press statement for say in fact from where he left the office of the president he not ever go na Makini, and that in refer to the accusation by Lawrence Nima as does something where he make up. And then there be interview Paulo Conte when the defense minister where himself in name be dey na the list for say himself be attend me today. According to them, him be dey Makini at the time of the interview, but that he not even sabi President Kroma in residence, and that will bring some doubt in the minds of people them for say this don't create some doubt already, and so investigation needed. But the fact of the matter is that we need to investigate this, and if not another lie by Lawrence Nima, then I think to say the public really need for name and shame them for doing that, because that's a very delicate thing they do if there's no substance. But if there's substance, then I think action should be taken without wasting any time. Then President Bio don't make a first international where he don't embark on the first international engagement. Also, he go attend the Commonwealth meeting in London, and he will make a very impressive statement today where he reaffirm a commitment towards within the in campaign manifesto. And of course, we see pictures of him with the Queen, and so we say bravo to that. And the inauguration of President Bio will take place on the 12th of May at the National Stadium, and of course, another say it will be a grand event. Two more issues. The well, I start say Mbate go fall on that same day when at the 12th of May. So I think to say that a double celebration for the new president, and we hope say everybody go there. We not forget about the politics now really, and just give our best to the new president so that go succeed. And we want to announce the death of Madam Aisha Banamasi, when I be a strong APC person. Well, unfortunately, we will talk and say people have manage the expectations when they go announce the results eventually. And according to information, Madam Aisha Banamasi died as a result of Bokat because the APC lost the past election. And so many people in the state try to come to terms with the shock. Some don't go take into excessive smoking, some don't take into excessive drinking just for able for manage up things there. But that's it. The lastly, Mohammed Bangura in last lifeboat. I be done the raise a issue now for say na a victim of injustice because it belonged to the SLPP, and because now the APC be there in power, and then somebody from the APC when one Madam Abi Aruna Kuruma they take advantage over in party affiliation, and they try to bully Mohammed Bangura to an extent that 8 boats were come under a name. They register them under 8 boats were come under the name of Mohammed Bangura ended up being registered or licensed under Madam Abi Aruna. And so Mohammed Bangura go to court, he win the case, now the High Court, the Appeal Court go overturn him. Now the matter don't go to the Supreme Court, but then it has not been called on. It has not been called up. We think to say that a matter of injustice, because justice delayed is justice denied. And I think say the current Chief Justice, Justice Abdullah Cham, the outlive in usefulness in that office, and I think something should be done about him.
Sorry.
Anyway,
you can't say.
Oh, you want to disagree?
No, you can't. That's not one old judge.
The office of the Chief Justice is a revered office. Okay. And by virtue of your position, you understand? People in forgive me the respect we deserve.
Well,
I'm coming.
Okay.
Then, if the process we involved, which you don't talk about, so now it don't reach up to the Chief Justice, meaning
the Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court, meaning the justice they take in cause.
All right.
I hope you understand. When I then process yes, they always they say.
Me pretty clear.
When no, but the thing is,
outlived his usefulness in that office.
No,
no, but you can't say the man has outlived its usefulness because
that's what
that's the wrong statement.
no, but that's your perception.
That's what I've just said.
Yeah, of course.
I understand by it.
But I think the man is very useful.
No.
You understand?
I disagree.
He
has outlived. He was useful. To the previous government.
So what's outliving?
But not to the cause of justice.
What's outliving usefulness?
If I can still remember, what in Charles Magai talk, he said that one of the judges in Dandy we get respect for.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yeah.
And you know who the Charles Magai, you understand, that person we very critical. You understand? And believe you me, with such an analysis, myself go buy in with that.
Okay.
Because I do strongly believe, see, the man from the when you see what he do, I strongly believe, see, the man is doing his job.
He has eventually outlived his.
No, well, that's your perception.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I'm not going to
yes.
against the reports.
Indeed, but
Healthy debates, but we will keep on connecting.
We'll keep on
not get much
okay.
time.
Thank you.
all right. Okay. Well, we forgot to Asata, but I think they get some pressure from Kenema. I don't know. Lord join this man. All right. Lord try to reach Asata. As we know, set for him for make Asata give we report na Cambia districts, and they go reach Asata now right now. Well, this Fedration Link is unfortunate that this man I don't understand. Yes, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Dan. Good morning to listeners.
Yes.
Just short message again. The Eastern Police Technique, Nakenimaya, lecturers they know they do the normal lectures. Now, they create some problem among the students. Because of visit the college, we are in, students and hang around. What they tell me is that sometimes lecturer can just enter 1 or 2 per day. Sometimes they not even enter to them. But what we get from the college from that is that it don't take 4 months. Where they not they get salary, they not they pay them, and since this is a second semester, they don't resume. They not get that yet. They say they understand that some other colleges within the country they don't stick to them. But then at this part of the country, now 4 months we not get that yet. And that the students don't they use some threatening remarks and so forth. I mean, every day within the campus, with most of them they do that. And some stakeholders in Kenema, they don't they look that as go find if the thing degenerates in another affairs really. They instead they call on the relevant authorities for insulting. They look into the matter of Eastern Polytechnic urgently that it boils down to any other thing.
All right, thank you very much, Safa. Thank you very much. I hope say governments go don't get that information there and then go follow up and see. Well, we'll go na Cambia and join Asata for make Asata tell we exactly what's happening in Cambia. From there we go try for reach Kono and we go Moyamba as well. So good morning, Asata.
Yes, good morning, Dan.
Yes, yes. How the Cambia look like?
Cambia look quiet, but I get a very short information for you. An inter-party and inter-religious group don't hold meeting with various stakeholders and party supporters. Now, the Cambia District Council Hall on Thursday, 19th April 2018. These engagements come as a result of various reports of intimidations and fighting between party supporters after the announcement of the results of the general runoff elections. Various political parties like the SLPP, APC, C4C, and NGC representatives talk about peace and tolerance. Dr. Dennis Bright, chairman of the NGCC, once the election results don't announce, no need for first, but now for come together and develop the country. Alhaji Issa Kanu says been talk on behalf of the APC that the government need for assure the security of the people as APC supporters. They still suffer harassment and threats. all C4C and SLPP pledge for continue and work together for the good of the country. Inside other developments, the National Grand Coalition supporters Nakambia don't embark on deep cleaning exercise and digging of drainages in the Kambia District Council environment. After some interviews with the youth, Alpha Glass say na the new elected chairperson Mohamed Yaya Bangura tell them for start cleaning now. After Alpha stress and confirm that this will continue to ensure development of the new council. The media and the human rights self don't engage with the newly elected chairman. According to the secretary of the Human Rights Committee, Alpha Kagbo say, na an opportunity for make the new chairman get deeper understanding from the media, human rights, and civil society organizations. Chairman Mohamed Yaya Bangura promised to continue for get more engagements with many in order for help in the development of the district. But it no go succeed for do am alone. The National Elections Commissioner Mfa Ali Conte, we same way so na the returning officer, self don't come na the district elections office for tell and thank and urge to whosoever na in staff we don't suffer shame and molestation during the elections. Inside the meeting, the district staff and the ward coordinators, drivers, and office assistants been present, where the district elections officer, Umar Fumba, been the give opening remarks. He explained the purpose of the commissioner in visit when I for can tell we thank you for a job well done. When the Commissioner Mfa Ali Conte been the give an overview of all waiting some staff them faced during the elections, he cited few but emphasized say na in suffer the most. He thanked God the Almighty and I quote, all is well that ends well. Mfa Ali emphasized. During deliberations, one Ibrahim Y. Kamara, ward coordinator, explained how some party supporters were intimidate them and even can go na police and sleep na cell. Ibrahim, however, say he don't forgive them because na the will of God and self he don't contribute for building nation. Ibrahim expressed. For OGI Federation Link, Mina Asta, IBS Camera, Radio Colentin, Cambia.
Thank you very much, Asata. Quickly, we'll go corner and now we join Dauda as Dauda go on standby for make we able for get information as to what's in the Kono district. Well, in case you just tune in, this Federation Link will come your way from SLBC, Freetown, and it will get you now all other station them all about now the country. And Federation Link, when OGP, when OGI, the sponsor, of course, they reach you from Freetown. They also with Anna Jimmy, Theophilus Benda, Mr. Mohammed Chalo, and they also with Aminata as well. So, with the time for each corner, maybe Kono gets some small eco quick, but let me go Mamba District quick and join Alpha Laduba. Think 7 able for each corner, but let me try for see how we reach Alpha this morning. This Federation Link, the program where they bring all which you need, the information all about, and now we reach Alpha Laduba, Mamba District. This Federation Link, well, you will send your text to 076470400 and you will be part of the program. Will you join Alpha anytime from now? Thing to say, will you try for reach Alpha again? I think say instead of the near phone, logo corner again as we try this way. Maybe We'll try for reach Alpha, but we don't see Alpha. Come on. Try for reach Darwish again. Anyway, one time more, then we try Alpha, maybe Alpha for the near phone. Anyway, we try Alpha again one time more and see whether we'll go for try for reach. And this now Fedration Link will come away from SLBC. Not there before. Which we still try for each Alpha. Well, I think then two people there. I think now. Who's how we go next?
McKinney.
Yeah.
McKinney.
It's okay. Let's go McKinney. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go McKinney and see what's in the happen. For there, we go McKinney quick and see. Ibrahim 07. Let it tell you exactly what's in the happen there. Okay. No way to share. Anyway, there we go. Well, the Fedration Link, of course, we time they run after we. Anyway, we hope say we'll try for reach them people there, so they try for reach. We'll try for go McKinney as well. We don't know. Same problem. We don't know what's actually they happening with them people there. This now Fedration Link will try Alpha Laduba one time more and see what's in the happen for we reach. But if we try for which quickly, maybe I don't know if I'm not I get some text message. You get some text, Lord get them from you. Lord from you. Alright, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello, this is not some of the text messages then. This person say, good morning. I want to congratulate all of you in the studio. However, I want to admonish Dan Mose to be objective this time around because some of us have been seeing him as biased in favor of APC. This now from Alfred in Bo. This other person say, I respect you, Ibenda, for not being an air journalist, but a potent, current and objective investigative journalist. May God bless you, my brother, as you are one of the maintaining the listenership to the Fedration Link program listener from Political Blango in Moyamba district. This other person say,
Go on.
This other texter say, good morning. I want to okay, this one I don't get this one. This other person said, you have to be careful with your analysis. This now from Chief Whip from the Biawata. Now the text messages and all of this way I don't get first so far.
It's okay. Thank you very much. They still try for each corner and even Moyamba. We don't try them people there, so we don't know which is the problem.
Now one don't come inside again.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, your dream has come true. You are not but a journalist, but an opposition to the past government. So you are anymore a critic of the present regime. So Dan must throw him away from this panel. Then done so far, so I don't get so far.
Alright, okay. Alright, okay. Well, with the try for because the time they catch me, we're not able to understand why we're not able to reach them people, yeah. we dey expect say obviously therefore the peak can give you information as to wetin dey happen. Now, especially Kono and Mwamba, I think say they strike today. But we dey go Bonth and talk to Joseph Morrison, Amara, and see if we go able to forget Joseph. Because time don't dey catch me now actually, and we want for just get Joseph for make it come on and tell you exactly what in the happened, and then we'll try for round up, I think, to say because of the lights, we get some each. It's unfortunate again, my not peak or not peak, so maybe I don't know. Waiting. So we'll try for each Joseph Moisinama and see within the Apina Kono district. This is the Fedration Link, the program where they link sister station them all about. Now the country, we don't know if now the bomber phone now they give problem, but with the time for reach them people there, so still will get some problem. Well, for that time not the catch we, I think say make us start with you, Anna. Well, because time not the catch we don't know what happen, whether or not the bomber phone or everything, but then now we get a roundup.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dan. Still want for reiterate say we care for go out this week with the same letters then to we implement in agencies then, because we firstly they approach the end of implementation of NAP2, and we also get for think about the development of NAP3. Wait we go one for since I, and say OGP gets criteria them we as a country we get for meet them criteria then they. So by the 30th of June we for don't submit we end of term self-assessment, and how we go do that now when we know USAI and USAI the implementing agencies they don't stop in terms of implementing the commitments and the national action plan. Well, we gladly two things don't recently two things don't they we His Excellency the President don't pass we further make Salon then commitment to the OGP process. One now the tax exemptions them we don't put a hold on them. Where this now one of the things the way the OGP commitments and NAP1 be the look at, and we also get them now this NAP2, so we don't meet certain of them commitments and they. And two now the treasury single accounts, the single treasury accounts where now be commitment 5 now the first national action plan where we not be able for complete the implementation process, but we don't go far into the milestones them, and this final one now go make we able for complete the commitments and the national action plan 1, that particular commitment say. So we also they look forward to the cooperation of all the implementing agencies them, so that they go able for make the OGP process go before, make them send in the USAI they don't stop as far as implementation concern. So as an institution we self go able for put together, we work with the steering committee for put together we end of term self-assessment, and we also begin to think around the development of NAP3, waiting people then go one for inside the national action plan 3. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, Mr. Jallo.
Yeah, last week from these text messages they would get in the office, people then they call on the police, for making them step up more, especially areas than Kenema and Waterloo. The whole of last week would they get complaints from them people that didn't see, then they get armed robbers them, would they disturb them, na them place them there. So we call on the police for step up, na them side them there. And also, even though when they call on the police them for step up, we also again they call on the citizens them of them areas and they mark you una uge for work with the police for make we self free from them bandits there, so the armed robbers there. When you get an information for say bad person there under, now your duty, that's now your civic responsibility for inform the police. The police they don't get magic, But believe me, when you give them information, then go tap on that information and make sure say we self become security free from all them problems and there. Therefore, the community policing, let us step up that. Lord, we understand say now for we all would they help. So dear, in as much as we tell the police, we self again as citizens then will get a responsibility. The OGP would always use them for do reforms. The OGP, anything within government would use the OGP for as a conduit for make we get positive reforms. We can able use the OGP for do reforms in education. We can able use OGP for do reforms in teacher training. We able use OGP for design curriculum. We able use OGP for count benefit. It has a lot of benefit. Now that's make the open government partnership now we own and it can for stay. Therefore, we call on all for support the OGP process. I want to thank you very much for listening to us.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jala. Yes, still feel us.
Oh, yeah, thank you very much. Well, the way they say for be careful with my analysis. Of course, I've been very careful. Me not to then journalists there were just the kind of the media and talk for talk's sake. We they talk based on what we don't gather and based on we own analysis from an informed point of view. So of course we never say not to all mango like what we say, not to all mango also. Disagree with what they say, so we are like in the middle, and this is a good governance program. And if you see, we atmosphere in the studio very friendly as always, even though we can come up with issues then from different point of view, but at the end of the day we all try to achieve the same goal when for ensure open governance and make sure say people are able to participate, and that make could even open the phone line, let people share their own thoughts. Then of course me not a spokesman for any political party. I don't belong to any political party, and I am not a party journalist. I am a radical journalist, and by nature being a critic. And so you all know, and let me first begin talk about the issue of women. I mean, as I don't say not much emphasis is paid on that with the current system. But so with the press follow, see how that will be improved on. Okay.
Thank you very much, Theo. Well, I think people for understand, and I don't for blame them, maybe they don't understand this work. I don't think if somebody asks question, me say they're in a political party. Me they just do my job because the man talks something, I ask a question. I don't know why this person for link me. You ever see me wear particulars and all the Johnston streets? I am doing my job professionally, and I will continue for doing so. Any government will come, I will work. So now begin label me as any party member. Until we meet again, me technical man, of course, that's Ibrahim Cha, and on behalf of Anna, Jimmy, Theophilus Benda, Mr. Mohammed Jallo, and Aminata, of course, we want for tell now thank you, and we hope soon I will join you back next week. Until then, Mina Dan Mosiri. Bye bye.
No get till. Government just they do all what it feel for doing at the country. Corruption they all side. For layman get irrational self. Now work and the brother no one give account of what they do.
Not also it they be again. Not so like the way the government they hide for do anything. Now the people they want for know what they happen at the government and they eager for take part for national activity. The government of Salon forbid the people government and they're not for afraid for opening gates to the people. Thomas, you don't hear about OGP, open government partnership?
No, now OGI I don't hear about open government initiative.
Well, now OGI gets for implement OGP na Salon, but now the Salon government they bring OGP come na the country.
At SLBC,